So as you start building out your pages, as we have in this example, you'll get a little cluttered pretty quickly. And there's a few things you can do to help organize that. One is the toggle list, which we've shown you here. Another is linked databases, which we'll get to further on in the course. A good way to pull in parts of a database onto another page can be useful. But the one that can help you out of the gate pretty quickly is columns. They're a little tricky to pull off. I'll show you how it works here. So I made 4 just different pieces of text called column. I could add another one here, just typing in some text here, column 5, nothing special here. What you can do is, to the left of every piece, you can drag to rearrange them. So I could drag and move it down here. You can see the blue line sort of shows where it's going to show up. So I'll put it back where it needs to be. But you can also drag it to the side to make a column. So I have the blue lines here. If I keep dragging all the way to the edge, the blue line will go sideways, and that's going to make a column now. So we have column 1 and column 2. If I wanted, I can make a column 3, drag that over. And then if I want, I can start putting things in those columns. So again, moving this text up. If I put it here, it's still technically full width. So if I put it here, it's under column. Say the blue bar changes size. So you got to be careful of that, because you may drag something up here thinking it's in the first column when really it's not. It's actually all the way across. If we go up and make it smaller, if it's now it's in that first column. This piece here is in the second column. Maybe we'll put our toggle piece up here. And the toggles, of course, are separate, so they don't even have to go in the same columns. You can kind of put things wherever they need to be. The image we could drop into this middle column as well. It'll automatically resize down to fit. And then you can do a few other things to help make it a little easier to work with, especially if we get into more columns here. Things are going to get pretty skinny and hard to work with pretty quick. And that's kind of a fact of life. But there's a few things we can do to help with that. So first, your menu on the left, you can always collapse. So you just click that to close the sidebar, move your mouse off, and give you more room. But it didn't really make this any bigger. It just kind of centered it. And this is where the page option helps up here, where you can say full width. Set it to full width, and now it's going to fill better and give you more room. And if you have a lot of columns, that can be kind of useful. So then even if we pull our sidebar back over, it's still going to fill more than it did before. Not a lot here, but you can notice I undo full width, it collapses a little bit. So I like having full width on most pages, just the way I view it, just to give me a few extra pixels to spread things out, especially as I have columns going. But just dragging around and carefully watching where that blue shows up, it's going to show you where it's going to be. It can be, again, a little tricky at first, but once you get the hang of it, it can be quite useful to build out columns and collapsibles and really organize your page in a way that works for you. And again, we'll get into database layers with linked databases and pulling in fractions of those.